Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming out tonight. My name is Dom Giordano. I am a talk show host at CBS Radio here in Philadelphia. And the two gentlemen that we have tonight on a most provocative topic are two guys that I've interviewed, particularly Dinesh, over the years. I'm honored to be here on an issue like this that often in talk radio, we don't talk just about politics and presidential debates. We'll try to conduct it in a manner tonight that's a little bit better than some of them. But we do talk about Christianity, we do talk about religion, we do talk about science, we do talk about the intersection of all these things. So our topic tonight is Christianity Good for America, with Dinesh D'Souza on my right and David Silverman on my left. Certainly is provocative. The two gentlemen that we have I want to introduce, and then I'll give you a sense of how we're going to conduct it. They both are very gracious and not dealing in minutia, meaning that if we have a lot of questions, they're going to let their closing arguments go, since this isn't a trial. Christianity isn't on trial tonight at all, and we'll try to take as many of your questions as we can. Dinesh D'Souza was born in Mumbai, India. He came to the United States as an exchange student, graduated Phi Beta Kappa from Dartmouth in 1983. I got to know him when several books came out by Dinesh, one that I think I've interviewed him on, What's So Great About Christianity. He's also written the New York Times bestseller, What's So Great About America. He's been critically acclaimed for his thoughtful patriotism. He did serve in the Reagan administration. He was a policy analyst. And I think that's when the nation started to know about Dinesh D'Souza. I can tell you, as a talk show host, as a communicator, he is one of the top guys I would bring on when there's going to be an elevated debate, but a provocative debate, someone who's thoughtful but interesting and entertaining at the same time. David Silverman is president of American Atheist. His claim to fame for me is he's often sparred with one of my most provocative guests, Pastor Bill Devlin, who may be here tonight, I think, coming down from Manhattan. And when I've seen the pastor and David Silverman, this as good as it gets, debating almost any issue involving religion, politics, and our lives. David, in his bio, says that following a traditional Jewish education, including a bar mitzvah, he attended Brandeis University, completed his bachelor's degree in computer science, while honing his debating skills with theses in numerous informal debates. Theosist. After earning his MBA from Penn State, he married one of the Brandeis debate opponents. They currently have a 20-year mixed marriage. I know about that. I am a conservative. My wife is a Democrat. David is a member. We all have various forms of mixed marriages, and it's interesting how societally that has changed. He has served as a professional inventor also at Bell Labs for 8 years, 74 issued patents. So the two gentlemen we have tonight have wide experience they bring to this debate and to any debate any time that I see them. What we're going to do is each of our debaters will have a 12-minute opening statement. I know one of them is self-timing, I'm timing, and we have timers out there. So we will have the time covered very, very carefully. And then we'll have a 12-minute opening statement by the other debater. We'll have a rebuttal. And then we'll have a cross-examination, which I find to be the most riveting of all. I will try to refrain from interrupting during any of that and wait until the question period. You will have a chance during the question period for about 20 minutes, give or take or so. The debate should last about an hour and a half, and then we'll spar afterward after we hear the two opponents tonight. Starting out, Mr. David Silverman, 12 minutes for his opening statement.
Thank you, everybody. Let us pray. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and thank you for coming out and showing me such a wonderful welcome tonight. I would like to begin by thanking Dinesh D'Souza for inviting me to debate. We all have our own opinions, and we all have our own wants and dreams, but we all have the same facts. These facts remain true no matter how much we wish they weren't so. Believe me, I want to live forever. I really do. I want my lovely wife and awesome daughter to live forever. Hi, girls. Indeed, there is nobody in this room or on this planet that wants to live forever more than me. But that doesn't make it real. I deal in reality. And tonight, you're going to get a dose of it. You will hear no tricks from me tonight, no double talk, no verbal sleight of hand. I don't need it, and neither do you. Now, before I begin to discuss why Christianity is not good for America, I must explain what good for America means. After all, we're debating a point, we might as well be debating the same one. So I'm going to start with a basic. Good for America means beneficial to the health and welfare of America's citizens, laws, and customs. So I have 12 minutes, now 11, to tell you why Christianity is bad for all of that, and that's not nearly enough time. So I'm going to hit you with the 3 S's of why Christianity is bad for America: society, science, and sex. Now that I have your attention. Christianity asserts itself with Bronze Age morality on society, claiming that morality to be perfect and objective while never even stopping to consider the damage it is doing. Christianity cares much more for itself than it does for its people. And this is clear in the callous hypocrisy with regard to marriage equality and gay rights. I like marriage. I've been married for 20 years. I personally think it's a good thing. Stable families are good things, and children are better off in such families than they are in orphanages. Y'all with me so far? Good. However, Christianity has decided that the first half of a sentence in Leviticus warrants an entire effort to thwart marriage for a segment of the population and to leave children alone, unloved, and forgotten in the hands of the state, all in the ironic name of compassion. You see, Christianity hates to admit it's wrong, even in the face of enormous evidence and good old-fashioned kindness. Christians claim to be supporting marriage, but they get divorced more often than non-religious people, according to the Barna Group, and half of all ministers' marriages end in divorce. So Christianity has a bad divorce record and actively prevents other people from getting married, as if it were some kind of expert. That's not good. Gay rights benefit many and hurt no one. No one. But Christians oppose it out of sheer stubbornness. And since it's bad for Christians, it must be bad for everyone, so Christians assert themselves in other people's lives with their money and political power. Christianity often demands authority over non-adherents, even to the disadvantage of freedom of religion and honest information. Christianity pushes itself in schools with events like See You at the Polls and clandestine prayer clubs. These are aimed not at providing the opportunity for Christian kids to pray. Christian kids can pray anytime and anywhere they want to. These events are scheduled and organized to recruit other people's children into their religion. They don't hide this. They're out to convert children without regard to parental wishes or even against parental wishes, all under the ironic name of freedom of religion. Christianity also asserts itself in the doctor's office, where it creates barriers for other people who wish to terminate a pregnancy. Their cafeteria-style Christian movement has determined that it's immoral to get an abortion, so they oppose it. Again, for non-adherents, by law, as much as possible. The result is a direct attack on the well-being of women's rights based solely on some interpretations of some Bible passages picked to support their religion. So, again, Christianity decides what is moral, and other people suffer. And speaking about suffering, let's talk about how Christianity causes suffering on a broad scale by stymieing science. Christianity hates science because science keeps proving religion wrong. In all of history, science has never proven any God exists, even once. So Christianity opposes science as often as politically feasible. Christianity has decided to oppose stem cell research and was successful in essentially halting such research for years, once again under the banner of supposedly objective morality. So let me just take a quick pause here and ask for people to raise their hands. Please raise your hand if anyone in your family has had cancer. Keep them up. How about Lou Gehrig's disease, Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease? Raise them up. Spinal injury or diabetes. Anybody. A lot of people. Your lives have been impacted negatively by Christianity because Christianity has decreed that scientific research on blastocysts would otherwise have been discarded is bad. Indeed, this position has directly reduced the anticipated lifespan of every living human being by delaying the most important research in recent history. You cannot underestimate the importance and potential of stem cell research. But Christianity doesn't care. They wash their hands of the responsibility from their own actions and instead persist on stymieing research to the detriment of everyone. And they expect you to thank them. Science has proven the biblical account of creation wrong, and everyone knows it. So instead of accepting the correction and moving on, Christianity tries to infiltrate schools to silence the knowledge that we have. They say God did it is valid science and needs to be taught in schools alongside proven fact. They twist words, they pull strings, and they do whatever they can to convince people, now 40% of the population, according to Gallup, that their Bible is correct and everything we know is wrong. In other words, Christianity dumbs down our society with incorrect information so they don't have to admit they're wrong. That's not good. As a result, the world laughs at us, laughs at our kids, your kids, and in many cases you, because you have a huge gap in your knowledge of science compared to the rest of the world. That's a major disadvantage, all because Christianity can't admit it's wrong. That's less knowledge for Americans, which of course leads to losing jobs when competing with better educated people from other countries. Again, Christianity doesn't care because it doesn't have to admit it's incorrect. And again, they expect you to say thank you. But it goes beyond lies. It goes beyond the callous disregard for love, children, and freedom of religion. Christianity attacks the most basic of human functions, sex. According to Christianity, sex is bad, even though everyone does it. The Guttemacher Institute says 95% of Americans have premarital sex. 95%. But Christianity says these people are all doing something immoral. They promote ignorance of common use and abstinence-only education. The result? More STDs, more pregnancy, and more strife for the American people. According to the Journal of Adolescent Health, quote, "We believe that abstinence-only education programs are morally problematic by withholding information and promoting questionable and inaccurate opinions. Abstinence-only programs threaten fundamental human rights to health, information, and life." Life. Does Christianity care? Will it reverse its position and aid life and health by promoting safe, responsible sex by consenting adults? No. Sex is bad. Condoms are bad. And let's not even talk about the abominable sin of masturbation. So what's the result? According to the Journal of Religion and Society at the Jesuit Creighton University, in a quantifiable study across democracies, quotes,